Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Vaishali. How are you?
I'm good, sir. Thank you.
Where are you from, Vaishali?
Ma'am, I'm from Delhi.
Okay.
How is the weather in Delhi today, Vaishali? Is it going to rain?
So it's already raining in Delhi.
Oh, already raining. Good. Because somebody said in the morning it's going to rain. So you brought the rain. Which part of Delhi you live in?
Sir, in the Northwest district.
Northwest means name of the place?
The Shastri Nagar.
Oh, okay. Okay. Good. What is the COVID situation like there?
Sir, the positivity rate is low in our district as well, and the overall Delhi as well. So it's
Okay.
around 0.08% to 0.12%.
What is the vaccination spread? Is it, are people coming forward, or the adequate vaccination doses available, or are there complaints about non-availability?
So recently there were complaints about non-availability by the Delhi government. The issues were raised regarding the shortage. And so the hesitancy is low in Delhi as of now, because as per the data of Delhi government, 50% of the eligible population has already been vaccinated with the first dose. And so among the districts as well, the Northwest district has the maximum vaccination rate.
That's good. That's good. So the initial fear of vaccination will bring in more problem is not there now. The hesitancy is completely vanished, I think. That's good. Or still they are trying to do the promotional campaigns to spread the vaccination message?
Yes, sir, they are doing those promotional messages because still 50% of the population is left, and
Yes.
and rural population would form a major chunk of that population. So we need to have those awareness campaigns.
Okay, good. And do you think there is likelihood of the third wave?
Sir, the Sero Prevalence Survey has indicated that a large population has been exposed to the virus, but we need to be cautious in this regard, because we cannot afford to let our guards down this time, especially learning from the second wave that we had, which badly hit the capital.
What does the recent Sero survey indicate as far as Delhi is concerned? You have any data?
So around 60 to 70% of the population has been exposed as per that survey.
Oh, okay. They have the immunity level. I see. Good. The antibody, this thing is about 60 to 70% is high, but then nothing like 90 plus.
Yes, sir.
Then we don't have to worry about the person standing next to us. Now 60, 70, the next man could be a potential spreader, you know.
Yes.
So that fear will vanish the moment more number of people are covered with antibodies by way of vaccination. And of course, the protocol again, very important. We are still not protocol compliant, unfortunately. The nation I'm talking about, the nation as a whole, we are, we become alert and then we become complacent after some time. That is the problem with people that happens. Oh, there, Vijayta is there.
Good morning, madam.
You're mute.
Sir, you're unmute, sir. Ma'am, you have to unmute.
Yes, good morning, Vaishali. How are you doing?
Vaishali, this is Vijita Dinagaran, who was a topper in CSE 2018, yet to join service. And we will also be joined by Vivek Harinarayan IAS. You were talking to Shivasalam IAS.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, you can proceed, sir. Service.
Okay, right. Now, Vaishali, I find an impressive biodata as far as your disciplines are concerned. You did your BTech in mechanical and then MTech in
Thank you, sir. So Vivek sir has joined, sir.
yeah. You did your MTech in mechanical design.
Charlie, how are you?
Vaishali,
Yes, sir.
what is happening in the automotive industry? The most critical part, the fuel injection pump, that has disappeared. The moving parts have come down. It is revolution in a way. See, the industry revolution brought in more industrial production devices. But then today's revolution is economize the production devices and infuse more multiplicity in their productivity functions. A tremendous revolution is taking place. And where it will lead us to, the moment we talk about the e-vehicles, we are also talking about e-planes, e-ships. So where does technology go with this? What do you think is going to be the future as far as designs and applications are concerned? Can you give us in a nutshell what is going to be the future in the next 20, 30 years?
Sir, I see future to be bright for the automotive industry with the technological advancements that are going on. Like you mentioned that we have already tried to move from the conventional IC engines to now electric vehicles, and there has been a major thrust in this regard from the government as well. And if we continue to invest in the research and development of the automotive industry, we may soon have better batteries even better batteries from the lithium ion batteries. And the research in this regard is also going on. We have sulfur based batteries, which are much more efficient than the lithium ion batteries. So, and sir, also maybe in future we would see the vehicles running on water. Maybe we will be able to develop that technology as well. So I am certainly hopeful about the future in that regard, sir.
During your study of mechanical design, so which design impressed you or excited you more?
Sir, in this particular course, we were taught about the design philosophy for every component that we see around, right from the chair on which we sit to the table, and what are the basic design considerations. Sir, I was inclined, I was particularly interested in the project on which I worked during my master's. That was of the failure analysis of hip implants, how hip implants are designed. And there were some cases in AIIMS New Delhi where the implants failed to serve their life cycle for which they were designed. So I was particularly interested in why these implants are not able to serve the life. So I investigated into that design aspects and came out with the conclusions. And sir, those findings were also put forward, and the compensation was also paid by the Johnson & Johnson company to the victims. So that was in news 2 years back. So I was working on that project, and it caught my attention that design has such varied applications, right from the human body to the cars to everything. So that really excites me about design, sir.
Okay, very good. One of your interests is paper quilling.
Yes.
Tell us something about this. This seems to be very unique, paper quilling.
Sir, in paper quilling, we roll the strips of the paper, and then we squeeze and tweeze them to get the desired shape. To be able to make something creative out of it, that could be either 2-dimensional or 3-dimensional. We can have both forms from the paper quilling. We create smaller parts, and from those smaller parts, we complete a bigger picture from it. And these can be commercialized as well to an extent. For example, some of the earrings are being made using paper quilling, and that contributes the sustainability part of the production as such.
So it is more on industrial applications rather than aesthetic?
Sir, it was largely aesthetic, but recently it has gained some commercialization as well. For example, in the Delhi art markets, I have seen that small help groups have commercialized this art, and people have been accepting this art as a product from the market as well, sir.
In what way it is different from origami?
Sir, in origami, there's no cutting of the paper. There's folding of the paper to get the required shape. But in this paper quilling, we are cutting the strips of the paper and then we are rolling those strips and then combining different components to get the desired output.
Okay, okay. You have another interesting interest, that is Madhubani painting. I'm thrilled on that because I worked in that region. Now, which style you follow in Madhubani?
Sir, I follow Kachni style of Madhubani.
Kachni, okay, okay. Kachni is quite different from Kobar and Godma.
Yes, yes.
How Kachni is different, tell me, from the other styles?
Sir, in Kachni, there is the dominance of geometric patterns instead of colors. And in the Kobar, the depiction is more of the social life of a person or the religious deities. In Tantric form of the Madhubani, the religious depiction and the mandal form is also fused, like circular patterns are there in the Tantric form of Madhubani paintings. And in the Bharni, more vibrant colors are used in the Bharni form of Madhubani paintings. And
Madhubani, what does the name signify?
Sir, Madhu in Hindi means honey and Ban means forest. So it conveys or it depicts the forest from where the people used to collect honey.
There is also another explanation too. It is not Madhubani. Some people say it is Madhuvani. You heard about it?
Sir, I have not heard about it, but yes, I do understand that Madhuvani means the sweet language or the sweetness in the voice.
In any case, it is sweet.
Yes, sir.
That Madhubani or Madhuvani, it is sweet. Have they got the GI status for Madhubani paintings?
Yes, sir. We have the GI status from the state of Bihar for Madhubani paintings.
What does GI status imply? What is GI?
So GI is geographical indication status that is given by the government of India, signifying that a particular art or a particular product is produced in that specific geographical zone only, and that holds significance, and it helps in getting the better remuneration for the artist as well for the originality that they depict in their products. And
what is this Madhubani geographical region in India? What all places come under that?
Sir, the Mithila region of Bihar comes under that. And sir, adjacent districts of the Nepal also practice the same art of Madhubani. Sir.
What is the name of that Mithila region in Bihar called? In the revenue records, what is that? They don't call it Mithila. It is Darbhanga.
Yes, sir.
It is the Darbhanga region. Okay, nice. Thank you, Vaishali. Vivek, sir?
Yes. Yeah, good afternoon. Now we just crossed. Good afternoon. How are you, Vaishali?
I'm good, sir. Thank you.
You are from the same state as my wife, which is Rajasthan. And you're from Alwar, I see, in your DAF.
Yes, sir.
Tell me Alwar is famous for a few things. Can you tell me what is it that you find most interesting and likable about Alwar?
Sir, Alwar is called the Tiger Gate of India. And sir, Alwar, we have different industries as well, like the fertilizer industries there in Alwar. And sir, some other industries are also there in Alwar, but I'm not able to recall the names as such as of now, sir.
I would have been delighted if you would have told me my favorite thing from Alwar, which is Alwar ka halwa, Alwar ka mawa.
Mawa.
Mawa sweets are also famous. Thank you, sir.
मावा नहीं खाया क्या अलवर का?
नहीं खाया.
तो फिर टाइगर को क्या करेंगे करके यार? टाइगर को क्या खाएंगे क्या? Anyway, good. So now I'm actually very happy that you've done mechanical engineering and you've taken mechanical engineering also as the subject of your, so your the subject of your education is also the subject of your optional in the IIS. Now, a lot of people essentially try and, and I'm talking IIT background, you've done it from DTU. A lot of people who've done IITs and, and done mechanical engineering, you've done automotive and mechanical engineering. But they go in for subjects like sociology, political science, and national relations and stuff like that when it comes to a choice of subject for the option. Vaishali, what made you to remain steadfast to, from your study of education to your optional, you didn't change your subject? Why did you do that? And why you did not consider taking another, what could be considered an easier subject or probably a more scoring subject?
Sir, I'm interested in mechanical engineering, so it doesn't become a burden for me when I study the subject. It remains an part of interest for me. So I can sit for longer hours. And sir, from the strategic point of view for the examination, one can get bored with the general studies part, given the vast syllabus of it. So mechanical gives me a break from the general theoretical subjects. And since it involves a lot of calculations, so I enjoy doing that. So.
Okay. You have studied in a school called Victoria Girls School.
Yes, sir.
Would you remember what is the motto of the school? And I presume this would have been named after Queen Victoria.
Yes, sir.
So can you tell me something about Queen Victoria?
Sir, I do not remember the motto of the school as of now. And sir, Queen Victoria was the British queen. And in our with reference to our history, she is known for the Queen Victoria's proclamation that came in the year 1858. And she took over the charge from the East India Company to the British rule. So that is what I know about Queen Victoria.
Okay, what was the title that was given to her? Because the earlier, that was given to her, which differentiated her from the rest.
Sir, sir, I guess it was Kesar-e-Hind.
No. Okay, I'll just tell you for your education. Of course, I'll brief you on later on. So she was the first one who was designated as the Empress of India, and she was not the Queen of England. She was the Queen of UK and Ireland, which is combined. And one of the longest years, 63 years, she was there. So do study up on Victoria, because as I said, Victoria is part of your DAF. So that's the only, but the hard work you have to do, you have to study it. Now, okay, you've got this perfect 10 gold medal and, perfect 10 and stuff like that.
Yes, sir.
Having got all these perfects, how did it feel when you don't succeed in civil services in the first attempt?
Sir, even those perfects that appear on my DAF have some failures behind them. And sir, in my first attempt, I could not clear the prelims examination, and that only fueled my desire to clear this examination in this second attempt of mine. And sir, it's okay to fail sometimes. It's okay if we do not clear exam in a single go. We should accept the fact that we have not been able to do it. We should identify our mistakes and should work upon it so that we could improve ourselves and would be able to achieve what we dreamed of. So that is how I see it.
Good, very good. Okay, you have, I've seen you qualified in engineering services. I saw that from a DAF, you've given the exam, you got the prelims, you got a letter of appointment also, but your information says you didn't join. You think you've studied engineering,
Yes, sir.
but you still think it's a subordinate service? I mean, why?
Sir, I didn't join because I didn't receive the letter of appointment that at the point of filling the DAF. I have received the letter of appointment now in this April. And after that, I have applied for the extension in order to appear for civil service interview, sir. So I've been granted extension. I do not consider it as a service to civil services. I am more inclined towards civil services because of the diversity that it offers and the wider set of opportunities that are there in civil services. Sir, end of both the services eventually is to serve the nation and to do public good.
Okay, good. Now, all of us are surrounded with COVID, and there are a lot of. How do you rate the rollout has to be done? And let's say, as you're a lady, and women have been very successful. Some very successful cases have come up of women who have played a role. Now, I place you as the district administrator in a geography. So you're a collector or the commissioner of an area. How would you use your knowledge of, mechanical engineering, the fact that you are into paper quilling, all the hobbies and things that you have, to number one, drive more people towards getting vaccinated, and number two, can you tell me, with the current rate of vaccination that is going on, what is a likely target when India do you think will be able to achieve reasonable levels of vaccination, which is considered a threshold level of about 75% plus?
Sir, from various courses that I have done during my master's, my bachelor's, I have learned the philosophy of how to look at the problems. For example, in design, what we see is different aspects of a design, different constraints what are there in the design to be able to solve that particular problem. So, sir, that knowledge will become very handy while handling a situation like COVID. We have multiple facets of that problem. We have migrant labor crisis is there, vaccine hesitancy is there, and people are not following the norms. So in that case, we need to take all the constraints into factor, and then we can strategize it. Firstly, to create awareness, we can have we can use for example, in Delhi, we can use the metro stations for using the Madhubani art or different art forms to depict the value of vaccination, so that people get awareness about the vaccination.
Vaishali, if you remember, my question was that if you were in charge of a geography, which means you are either a collector or a commissioner. So Delhi is definitely not within my vision, definitely not within my radar. So let's switch over to a small geography or a big geography in Telangana.
Okay, sir. So firstly, we need to have the awareness campaigns as far as the vaccination is concerned. And sir, we need to streamline the vaccination slot booking mechanism as well. So in order to have that outreach, we need to aware people about the applications that are being developed by the geographical government or the state government as well, in order to avail those vaccines. And sir, third component here is the vaccine hesitancy that we see among the rural population. So there was this interesting case study where the tribal population was vaccinated using the open vaccination camps, whereby the people who were getting vaccinated were walking out all well, and that set as an example for others to get vaccinated. And also, sir, some sounds, some different artistic forms were used there to attract people to the vaccination camps. So that could be a very good role model in the rural setup, or even the urban setup. We can have nukkad nataks to get those things done as far as the vaccination is considered. And sir, coming to the second part of the question that you asked me about the rate of vaccination, sir, going by the present rate of vaccination, it has been predicted that we'll be able to vaccinate the sufficient population by next year, whereas the government has set the target for this year. For this year's target, we need to ramp up the vaccine production so that there is no vaccine shortage first. And so secondly, there has to be storage and transportation storage and transportation in place, so that logistical time and the lead time that is there in reaching out the vaccinations to the remoter locations of our country, that could also be taken care of. So, sir, that is the case with vaccination.
Do you have any data to support what you're saying? I mean, you just said that, actually you've not given any data. You just said at the rate at which we are going. So you've not given the rate of vaccination. You've not given the target base. So yes, it's a mathematical calculation thereof. And then accessibility is a challenge. Yes. And then availability is a challenge. Supply side and logistic chain, this thing. You've not given me any data. So
Sir.
if you have that, good. Otherwise, we can move on.
Sir, at present, India has been able to vaccinate 28% of the population with the first dose and 8% of the population with both the doses. And sir, also on the July 31st, we vaccinated as many as 86 lakh people in our country. And yesterday we vaccinated only 43 lakh people in our country. So we are sometimes vaccinating people at around 50% of our capacity, peak capacity. So if we vaccinate people at the higher capacity, then we would be able to vaccinate.
Yeah, okay. Okay, fine. Last but not the least, my question would be on, the fact that you have given IPS a preference over Indian Foreign Service.
Yes, sir.
So why?
Sir, I have put IAS and IPS both over the foreign services because in both the services, there's direct people-to-people contact with our citizens, and there's greater outreach. And
You think there is no people contact in the Indian Foreign Service?
so in Indian foreign services, the contact is there at the diplomatic level between the countries and with the other diplomats of the countries, with so basically the contact with our own people, it's kind of limited when we compare with the IAS.
I mean, typically the only place where you actually get a physical contact with the people in the IAS also, let me put it like this, is when you are in a subdivision or when you are in a division, even a collector, deputy commissioner, whatever. After that, there is no people-to-people contact. After that, it's one small room in a secretariat or some directorate of handlooms or agriculture. So I don't see the connect between more direct contact and less direct contact. Whereas in foreign service, the entire diaspora of the Indian community that will be living in that country will only depend on you for the entire period, which if you're doing 3 years, whatever it is there. So again, why IPS over IFS? Is it a question of being more powerful and you are seeking power?
Sir, for me, power is being able to serve the people. So if that means powerful, I am seeking power, and sir, with this power comes great responsibility as well, to be able to live up to the expectations of our people, to serve the country, and to be able to give my own best in whatever I do. So those all responsibilities are there. Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you. Thank you, Vaishali. Over to Vijeta.
Thank you, sir. Hello, Vishali.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon. You have a beautiful name. Can you justify your name with your personality?
Ma'am, my name is derived from a Sanskrit word Vishal, which means great. And I think I try to give my best in whatever I do. So in a way, I seek greatness in every little act that I do, be it my academics or my hobbies. So that, ma'am.
Name some World Heritage site from which has been registered and count as a from Delhi.
Ma'am, there are 3 UNESCO World Heritage Sites in Delhi. First being Red Fort. Second is the Humayun's Tomb. And ma'am, third one is the Qutub Complex.
Mechanical engineering. Name some new developments which is happening in the mechanical engineering, especially seen in Indian environment.
Ma'am, India is struggling with problem of air pollution. And in that regard, mechanical engineering can contribute. For example, in the electric vehicles and the other technologies like the shifting from BS 4 fuel norms to BS6 fuel norms. Ma'am, also in the power plant sector, we see mechanical engineering as the mandatory criteria that the government has put of the desulfurization of the exhaust gases that come out of the power plants. And ma'am, in the daily walk of life, for say one of the vulnerable sections, that is are women of the country, mechanical engineering also provides much needed mobility to our women as well. And ma'am, in the COVID times, we see the application of mechanical engineering in pressure swing absorption systems that are being planted by the government throughout the country, so that oxygen demand can be met adequately, ma'am.
List any 3 issues which Delhi is going through, according to you.
Ma'am, according to me, first would be the COVID pandemic handling, given the recent circumstances. Second would be the air pollution, which has long-term effect on the health of our citizens. And ma'am, third would be the issue of women's safety in our capital, because we need to make sure that our women feel secured in the national capital and throughout the country as well, ma'am.
Why do you think that Delhi is not safe for women?
Ma'am, the rape rate is high in Delhi. It's there in the top 10 when it comes to the comparison between different states. And also, ma'am, there have been cases like Nirbhaya rape case and the recent case where there have been allegations of a rape of a minor in our city. So, ma'am, these cases shook the conscience of the society, as well as they also establish a sense of insecurity among the women of Delhi, in my opinion.
That is why, I mean, why Delhi has been known as a rape capital? Why women are not safe? According to you, what is the reason behind that?
Ma'am, I think it is very unfortunate that Delhi has been labeled so because of the, ma'am, it all started with the gruesome Nirbhaya case in Delhi that took place. And ma'am, after that also, there have been number of such cases in Delhi. Ma'am, but in my opinion, labeling a capital or any other city as a rape capital would not be correct, because there is much more to Delhi, given the health system that has been in place in Delhi, given the educational advancements that we have recently made in our capital. So, ma'am, the problem of rape is there, and government is also working on it. But labeling it as a rape capital, I don't think, ma'am, that would be justice to this city.
Okay. In accordance with your personality, highlights why you are a good candidate for the civil service.
Ma'am, I would say that first one is the integrity that I hold, because I genuinely do what I feel, and my actions, thoughts are in coherence and in harmony. And ma'am, second would be that I'm really compassionate about people and their sufferings, and I am ready to take and walk that extra mile to alleviate that suffering. And ma'am, third would be that my educational background has also taught me to see things objectively with the scientific temperament, and arrive at the solution of that problem in a using a scientific approach, ma'am.
Do you think that technical opportunity is not good in India? That is why, especially from the engineering background, they want to join the civil service. What is your opinion?
Pardon, ma'am, your voice is not audible.
Yeah, do you think that the technical opportunity is not sufficient in India? That is why all the engineers background, they are leaving the jobs and joining the civil service?
Ma'am, I think there are technical opportunities. It's more of the individual inclination also. And ma'am, secondly, there has been an issue of brain drain as well in our country, whereby very good bright minds drop out, move out of the country for higher educations and settle abroad. So, ma'am, that is a bigger issue. And ma'am, regarding the attraction for civil services, ma'am, I think the research environment in the technical universities also needs to be improved in a manner so that we are able to retain the bright minds in the research field if they want to, and they do not give up a particular field of interest for the lack of infrastructure and environment.
Okay, thank you, Vishal.
Thank you, ma'am.
Madhavi?
Yes, sir. 1 minute, sir. Yes, you can proceed with the question, sir. Sir, we can shift to the feedback, sir.
Okay.
I think the interview part is over, Vaishali. Now we give you the feedback. Vivek, sir, you can start.
Okay. Madhvi, there's no doubt about it that you have a very pleasing and pleasant personality. And when you come from my, from my sasural, then obviously I can't say anything else. So, pehli baat batao कि what is it that you plan to wear and how do you plan to look? Can you go back a little? Is that what you're going to wear on the final day? Just go back a little. I want to see you.
I'm wearing a suit at present.
So is that what you plan to wear on that day and keep your hair exactly?
I'm planning to wear a sari on that day.
Okay. No, I mean, whatever you have to wear, the normal concept of a mock interview is that it should be exactly like as if you were going to walk into a UPSC. So if you want to share what you want to wear, is it a morning time or is it an afternoon time?
It's in the morning time.
So the kind of color that you're wearing is good. Your Madhubani is one of your thing. If you can wear a sari which has got a Madhubani print on it, it will definitely become a talking point. So research on Madhubani a little more. I think you need to do a little work on that. You have exceptionally good personality. You smile a lot. You're good. I would suggest that you are not blossoming in this interview. I want you to blossom and literally look the fact that when they look at you, they say, look, this is the girl who should be there in the civil service. So for that, 2-3 things. One, as I said, you still some of you are still in that question answer mode. Now, what we are doing by asking you a certain question or making a statement or making a statement and a comment and a question is essentially trying to give you a trigger point in which we want to see your personality to come out. First of all, so we are not seeking knowledge from you. It's not like, but of course, incorrect knowledge is not acceptable. And let me tell you, for instance, geographical indicators are not given by India. Geographical indicators are given by WIPO, which is the World Intellectual Property Organization, as part of WTO TRIPS, which is the trade-related agreements that took place. And geographical indicators are not India-based; they are in Greece, Mexico. I mean, you name the world. Geographical indicators are across the world. That these are triggers which will, which again give you a good amount of so. But please be correct on your data and your facts. So that's one. Your answer to mechanical engineering in your study of in your education as well as in your optional is a good answer. Try and elevate it to this thing. Victoria Girls School not knowing the motto is you must know. I mean, I think you need to work a lot more on your DAF right from your date of birth, which is 18th of June. What is the significance of that date? Who are the other people born on that day? To which is your mobile number, and who's the telecommunication provider for that? All these questions have already happened. And what is the role of telecommunication in the development of this country in a place like Rajasthan, which is so far flung? How could the challenge of telecommunication be overcome? You mentioned about battery power and things like that, power sector. I am managing director of a power company, but I didn't want to ask you any more further questions on NOx and SOx and what are the various age and timelines in terms of plant life and NOx and SOx levels and datelines which have been given. But if you are talking about it, and if you have somebody sitting over there, you must know. Your answer on origami and this thing was very good. And I think you need to, whichever is your strongest point, try and have a larger conversation on that. Your answer was too brief. Origami is the art of folding, and whatever you're doing, maybe cutting also. I don't know much about paper quilling, but origami definitely is the art of this thing. And maybe a little bit, what is the difference about origami? So paper quilling, where did it start? I don't know. Where did paper quilling start?
It started in France by some
So that's a
nuns.
difference. So that's a difference. Origami, which first is a timeline. The history of origami is not known, but people believe it to be from China and not Japan, as was done. And essentially it's supposed to have started actually not with paper. Origami was supposed to have started with some other material, but then moved to Japan and became paper. And of course, cutting is one of the smallest aspects. So if you look at differences at not a working table level experience, but at a 300 feet level, then so many beautiful romantic differences can be brought out between paper quilling and origami. Now, sir gave you that opportunity to freak out. And that's why, and then what happens is, then you keep the conversation on your terrain. It's on your ground. It's on your strong ground. This is where they just want to be enlightened. They're looking at, kuch achhi baatein ho about this thing. And, I have known of people who may have been given a paper, then they'll say, can you do a bit of paper quilling for us? Or if it's origami, they'll give us a paper and say, can you make us a quick, and it's not about flowers. Origami, by the way, is not about flowers. Origami is just the art of folding. You can make butterflies, aeroplanes. Mechanical engineering use origami.
Yes.
In fact, a very large part of mechanical engineering is on origami, where you design planes in such a way that you see resistance in airs and all this thing. So ये तुम्हारा area है, ये तुम्हारा क्षेत्र है. This is your Kurukshetra where you can win. So this is where you need to be very strong on that. Very quickly on answer for IFS, IPS, I think you need to work a little more. I just want to leave it at that. I don't want to state anything more. But definitely people number is not the most attractive. Please remember my batchmate Sujata Mehta is a foreign service topper.
Yes.
So अगर उसके उसमें बैठी होगी और इस तरह का बोलोगी तो वो कहेगी यार मेरी तो मतलब पूरी जिंदगी बर्बाद हो गई क्या? So you have to be, you have to be diplomatic, even if you've given foreign service as your third preference. IPS, again, power and responsibility, I thought was a very good answer. Very good. Power, with power comes responsibility. Try and stick to that. We've not asked you anything about your teaching assistant. Didn't go further into energy efficiency, but I expect you to know about differences between Coulombic efficiency and voltage efficiency, and in terms of efficiency of batteries. You did touch a little about lithium ion. We didn't go into it. I am actually researching on battery storage and how do you ensure 24/7 power supplies through better storage devices. So, but if you are getting into that, remember every word of your answer has the capacity to get into a complete conversation. So if you're getting into a point where you are using some terms about battery efficiency, etc., be certain that if somebody takes it up, you are again on winning ground and it's not slippery ground. So those are the things. Next time, of course, I have not seen you in exactly the way you should be dressed, because that's what the expectation is normally, that it should be exactly the person. Also, in terms of facts, you will be asked to wear a mask and a face shield. So sit in front of the mirror and practice with a mask on. How does the conversation go? Your face may not be seen, but the eyes smile. And you have beautiful eyes, use them, smile with confidence. Sometimes, as I said, your answers were a little robotic. It's a human being who's sitting there, and it's a human being that they want to select. So sometime when you're making points, try and use, like 0.3 systematic points. On a couple of things, I think your answer was Vaishali. You have a lovely name, and how would that be this thing? I thought it was it could have been a stronger answer. Vijeta's question to you on your name Vaishali, and how will you transfer the essence of your name into the civil services? ये तो ऐसा सवाल है कि उस पे तो मतलब बिल्कुल you should get 250 out of 275. But इस पे research करो आप, you research on that. It was an answer which you, now a couple of things when you say why do you want to join, and you talked about integrity, you talked about compassionate, and but then you said I am also a person who's objective because of my engineering background. Now objectivity and compassion can sometimes be considered as juxtaposing two inversely different characteristics into the same person. So if you don't say compassion and you just say passion, I think that's a better word. Because then passion could be objectively, you could also fall, because objectivity is here. Compassion is here. Compassion. Passion could be the whole. So use of word and try and see, because sometimes you may come across, we are all very nice, kind people, but sometimes in the panel you may come across a person who may want to trip you. Don't provide hurdles for yourself. Otherwise, I see that you should do very well in your personality development. Remember, it's not a Q&A. They're wanting to have a pleasant time. So smile, look good, and have a good time. Best wishes.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. So maybe to Vijeta.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Vaishali, sir ने तो काफी point out कर ही दिया है. What I also noticed is आपका जो ड्रेसिंग होगा वो देख के ही बता सकते हैं कि what is you're going to wear, and because you have a curly hair, so if you like you can tie up also, or if you're comfortable and it's not disturbing you, then आप जैसे अभी हो वैसे ही रह सकते हो. The appearance wise that is good. When I asked the questions why Delhi was why it is not safe, particularly आपको points देना चाहिए कि come with the social aspect, being a patriarchal society, and the sex ratio is high in Delhi. Come with the data, come with the proper why actually it is there, because the name has been given. Now you have to tell that why it has been given and how you can change later part this rape capital and Delhi, how you can develop also कि rape इसके बाद ना हो. So the proper particularly 2-3 points आपको you have to suggest it, because it is a relevant, since you are a woman. I thought like this is going to be expected question, so that is the reason. Other than that, looking good, very good, smiling. When sir asked that why you are opting IPS over that, it was good. But आप बोल सकते हो, I like it. I want to serve for India. I don't want to go out. That is why I have not opted for foreign service. Be true. How much
Honesty, yeah.
Honesty is main thing. Be with you, like why you have chosen. वहाँ पे वो calculate नहीं करेंगे कि why IPS and IAS is why more better than IFS, or you are not going with any diplomatic answer. Be true. I want to be in India, because मुझसे पूछा था कि why you're given IFS as the third option. I said, sir, I want to be here in India. I love my country. So show your sincerity towards your country. Let them know that you like your country more than other country where you don't want to live there. So this is my remarks. So other than that, very best of luck, and I'm really proud, like you are going, and really I'm wishing success for you. Thank you.
Madhavi?
Yes, yes, sir. Sir, she when Vaishali is speaking, she's having a habit of tilting her head. Is there any comment that you want to give on that, sir?
I don't think that's okay. I think.
And I think no, I'm not on the head so much, but on you have again that a lot of our candidates we are seeing today have that and I think
Yes.
now those are like symbols of uncertainty.
Yeah.
एक वो निकल रहा है, and of course I mean maybe I'm a little fastidious about these things, but the pronunciation of THE is only the when the next word is a vowel. So it's the wall and not the wall. But the era which was there before. So for a student of, who's somebody with an English literature background, कान में दर्द होने लग जाता है थोड़ी देर बाद. Too much of the. So the word is the and the. The is when it's not followed by a vowel. It's the when it's only followed by a vowel. And there also, when the sound, even though is that of a vowel, if there is a vowel, but the sound is not that of a vowel, then it becomes a the.
Thank you, sir.
उसको
So
थोड़ा
what
सा see 220 लाना है.
हाँ जी, sir.
तो हर एक चीज को एंड करना है पूरा.
Vaishali, can I end with one question? Being a teaching assistant, can you tell me in layman words what does automation means?
Ma'am, with regards to teaching assistantship,
Tell me in layman words what automation means.
ma'am, automation means that we are delegating our work to the programs and the hardware that we have designed to do that particular work. So that the errors, the human errors that are invariably there can be reduced.
Yes, sir. You noticed, sir?
Yeah, I did notice your head just
Yes,
goes
sir.
like that.
Yes, sir. That is why I was asking this question.
Yeah, that's a mannerism you have.
Just tilts to the one
and,
side, and you first use 3 D's in it, and the hardware, it's not the hardware, it's the hardware.
I'll practice definitely at that.
Yeah.
प्रैक्टिस कर लो बेटा, बहुत टाइम है अभी भी. और शीशे के
Yes.
सामने बैठ के अपने आप को देखो और उससे अपने आप को बात करो मुस्कुरा के. और जो हम लोगों ने पॉइंट्स बोले, यू विल नोटिस देन व्हेन यू स्टार्ट लुकिंग एट इट लाइक कि हाँ बात सही कह रहे हैं कि वो मेरा ऑटोमेटिकली सर जो इस तरफ घूम जाता है. So I mean, there are all kinds of people in the border. They'll say that Vaishali, we see that whenever you are giving an answer to us, you are tilting your head towards the left. Are you a leftist? What is left? What is left communism? What is that philosophy? Are you a leftist? And what's the problem in JNU? कहीं से कहीं कुछ घुस जाते हैं लोग.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm serious. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
I mean, people I'm telling you who indicated cooking as their thing have been asked to cook a dish over there. A girl or a boy, I remember, who had mentioned gardening over there, and they said, "What gardening?" He said, "Flower." They took him out in UPSC, which is your Dholpur house, and they asked him to physically go and identify the flowers in Dholpur house. He couldn't. They gave him 138 or something because it's false. You are giving false information. So I'm saying people can go off on tangents. So let's not provide an opportunity is what we're trying to give you. So, Vaishali,
Yeah.
sir, it's all yours.
Vaishali, in the mock interview itself, we do some assessment and we come across good, better, best.
Yes.
A better material. But today we have given you so many inputs for refinement to make you the best material. We want you to be the best material on that day of presentation. Very important. All minor points, try and capture all those points and rectify wherever required. Now, 1 or 2 points from my side. You talked about when he asked the question on the optional, you said subject of interest. Don't say, I don't want to pursue a subject of burden. No subject is a burden. All disciplines are interesting disciplines. Mechanical engineering is my area of interest. I wanted to put in more efforts in that area of interest because of the current developments, what are the current developments? Automation, e-vehicles, e-energy devices. So don't consider any other subject as a subject of burden. No, don't use that word burden. Okay, that's number 1. Number 2, motto. We are not asking you to remember motto of anything and everything. Your school, your college, your university, very important. And if you are working in an organization, that organization's motto, mission statement, vision,
Yeah,
very, very important. So school, please don't forget, because that is the cradle from which you grew. And you must give it verbatim. You can't give it in your own language. So, because these are all predefined, predetermined, the motto is okay. Now, when you talked about IPS, IAS, yeah, fantastic the way you answered. Power and responsibility. I liked it, the way you described. Fine. At the same time, I want to work in the country, for the country. Very important. So that power and responsibility is a good usage. Then when Vijayata was again asking about personality, somewhere you mentioned about, I want to walk that extra mile. Fantastic. Very good. You're a person who is determined. You are ready to walk the extra mile. That is a very, very redeeming feature in your personality. You must mention that if there is a question on that aspect. Madhubani, that is going to be the clinching point. Let me tell you that. And as Vivek sir has said, if you have a sari with a Madhubani motif in it, they're bound to ask the question. And that is your playing field, Madhubani. And Madhubani coupled with paper quilling, oh my God, so romantic on that. You can win over the entire board if you talk about these two combinations. I want you to be very alert and invite questions from them on these two things, because that is your strength and you can play it very well. So with all these inputs, do all the refinement, you have time, and you can be the best material. We are very confident about it. You have the potential. We want that potential to turn into reality and be the best material as far as your personality test is concerned. Okay? And we all the best, Vaishali.
Yep. Vaishali,
Thank you,
say,
Vaishali.
Vaishali, please note down, ask Madhvi to give you the numbers of Sivasalam sir and myself, and we'll continue the conversation. But, you know, saying that general studies is boring and burden, all the things, and therefore I think is like suicidal. You know, you can't do that. You can't do that. So Usme, there's the only way to ensure that you don't goof up is that you have to prepare written answers to all possible 150, 200 imagined questions which you must do on your DAF. 50 to 60% of your final marks slotting is determined within the first 5 to 7 minutes of your interview. So the first 5 to 7 minutes is typically on your name. You know, Vaishali is a lovely name. Why do see there again? We've given this advice to everyone that every trigger point has maybe 2 or 3 aspects to it. Vijayata said, Vaishali, it's a very lovely name. You've got a very lovely name. And, you know, how will you translate the niceness, the nicety of your name to a contribution to civil service? Now, you must accept the compliment, saying, Vijayata ma'am, thank you so much for first of all calling my name a very lovely name. Secondly, you asked about how will I which of course means this, and how will I bring the qualities of Vishalness or greatness or Vaishal, whatever it is, to the civil services. And this is how I'll do it. 1, 2, and 3, whatever it is. There are 2 or 3 things which come out really clearly. A, I'm respectful to the panel, which means I'm listening to you. 2, I'm understanding what you are asking me, and I'm not puking what I have already thought I will give as an answer, but I'm only responding to you in a conversational mode. That it is. That's now without being boastful, because this is all humility. But I got 212 out of 250 in my interview. The year I qualified in 1979-80 and in my first attempt. So which translates to something like if you were to get 235 to 240 now. So it is possible. There's nothing which is not possible. It is possible, but you have to work really hard. And what Sivasalam sir has told you is that you are an absolute on the cusp of better to best, but sliding into better. If you need to top the best part of it, you really need to work from now on. When is your interview?
Sir, on 20th of September.
Oh, Toto, you
Oh,
have
okay.
some time. I'm not saying again, so don't get into a slumber mode, please. You have some time. To crack the 225, you really need to work hard. Come back again whenever you feel like it, whenever it's free. But we would want to see your name at least among the top 5, 6 in the interview, and the virtue of the interview also amongst the top 10 or top 20 in the civil service. Yep.
Okay,
Thank you, sir.
God bless you.
Thank
all the
you very much.
best.
Bye-bye.
Yes, sir.